really didn't have that much of a VO update this week, if I'm honest, because I had a mishap with my website. So this is how we're going to start the rant today, okay? So my website is with WIX. I have a domain that I've used for a very, very long time, but I never actually connected it to my website, and I was using it with Google Suite to manage my emails and stuff. You following me? So I have the emails going to my domain, but my website wasn't necessarily connected to it. So I tried to finally just pull off the Band-Aid and do that process, knowing that it would mess up my emails, knowing that my website wouldn't be reachable and do all of that stuff. And it said it was supposed to take 48 hours, but it didn't take 48 hours. And then when I tried to find the option that I had to check to get it to actually proceed with the action, it told me that I had to wait another 48 hours before I can talk to someone. Now, at this stage, it means that my business emails, my website, my everything was inactive for 4 days.
Hello, legend.
And so what I ended up doing, hi, Al, thanks for the 24 months. So what I ended up having to do was revert the changes that I'd made, because I'm going to have to actually transfer my domain to WIX and pray that it works that way, because then I figured if WIX actually controls the domain, then I'll actually be able to change all the information I'm supposed to change, because it was like, you have to update these name servers, blah, blah, blah. So I did that, but then WIX was like, you still haven't updated the name servers, and I refreshed the page and it literally had copy. It's like, you have to change these name servers to these name servers. And the ones that it wanted me to change were already exactly the ones that it was asking me to change it to. And I was just like, and then there were some other servers it was complaining about, which were managed by Google, apparently. So I went onto my Google account to try to find those servers to make sure that those were changed correctly as well. And then but Google was telling me that I had to go somewhere else to change those. And so there was this weird web of just none of the services I was using wanted to essentially take responsibility for the domain and which servers I had to change. I was stuck in this really weird limbo. So I ended up just reverting everything, because the problem is I can't actually transfer my domain to WIX, because we had just fucking transferred it to something else to prepare to cancel the hosting service that I pay for that we don't actually use. So it's wasting so much fucking money, because now there's a rule that apparently you have to wait 60 days in between transferring a domain between accounts. So that means, because we tried to transfer the domain in the first place to make these changes, I now have to wait another 60 days to be able to transfer the domain from that service to WIX. And it's basically just a fucking nightmare, and I'm losing my mind. And so this week has been incredibly fucking stressful. I have done nothing. I caught up a lot on content, so that's a plus. And I took the opportunity to sit down and make some face masks, because there's that stress as well, that now, as of yesterday, the entirety of the state is now under mandatory mask wearing. So I took the opportunity to try and make some of those. That was the most stressful tedium I've ever experienced in my life. And I hate everything. And basically, I know that this weekend coming up is going to be very intense. I guess, on the plus side, I tried and I learned something, and hopefully in 2 months' time I can make the changes again and it'll go through. Because I do have to fix that issue eventually. It's just getting there is such a pain. And I'm the type of person where this stuff happens every single day. I cannot go through one single day of my life where I don't have to troubleshoot something. And I have to be okay with the fact that the career and the profession that I'm choosing to put myself into given my relationship with the universe is such that it's going to be 80% troubleshooting dumb bullshit that I can't afford to pay someone else to handle for me, and 20% actually doing the work that I enjoy doing and like taking advantage of being my own boss and all of that kind of stuff. That being said, I don't cry about this stuff, and I've always just like gritted my teeth. Like literally since I was at uni, since I was in high school, I've had these kind of issues with technology, computers fucking up on me, my animation project that took me 2 weeks to complete crashing and becoming corrupt and stuff like that. I think there was one time when I was in university where I worked really hard, pulled an all-nighter to finish something, and my project had corrupted and I literally fell to the floor and like screamed. But that's the one time ever that these kinds of issues have like affected me in that way. Ever since then, I'm just like,
hot diggity dang.
there's no point crying. There's no point freaking out about it. I get this like rush of adrenaline and I like grit my teeth and I like just steady myself. And I'm just like, one thing at a time. Okay, what's the next problem? What's the next problem? Okay. All right, my capture card's got that error again. Okay, well, what do we usually do when the capture card has an error? We reset the PC or we unplug the cable and we plug it back in again. That's what we do. Okay. Well, my entire website's down and my corporate email isn't working. So all those conversations I was having with potential people that I need to work with, everything's dead in the water right now. But I guess there's nothing I can do about it. So what's the next step? All right. Patience, self-care. We've got to wait out the 48 hours. What can we do to do that? Well, let's self-sabotage and binge watch Suits and play Final Fantasy until 3 a.m. the day before we have to stream at 10 a.m. That sounds like the best possible idea for someone to do in that situation. And that's how I cope. That's my coping mechanism, is spending all night watching Suits and playing Final Fantasy 14. So that's what I did last night, which is why I'm a little tired today. But it's totally fine. Danzels, thank you so much for the 3 months, by the way. Thank you. And thanks for the follow, Glow. And so that's where I'm at with that stuff. And that's my life. But on the plus side, I have found that every time something has been destroyed previously, it always ends up better the next time around. It's like a practice run, you know? So you got to look on the bright side, I guess. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, I've been working through that slowly too. I go from show to show and I get like snippets of it so I don't burn out too much. The next thing was my debut episode of that podcast I was talking about came out. You can listen to it on Spotify. I'll put it in the description when I upload this to YouTube. So that's super exciting. It's called Transmission Folklore. Ironically, I play a character in that podcast that uses technology to her advantage. So she's literally a techno witch. So, you know, I see the irony there and I appreciate it. And, you know, Horatio is great. So that came out, which is awesome. And the same team, Lavender Lemonade, that created that podcast, they also have a new podcast that came out yesterday.
Have fun with you.
Let me quickly find the information on it. Da, 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 da. I can't find it. Oh, Deep Blue Stars. It's called Deep Blue Stars. And you can find that one here. I'm not in that one, but that's just another project that team's working on because they're absolutely lovely. And then my most favorite update for this week, which isn't an update yet, but it will be an update. So I actually had to move our movie night on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. because I I put my big girl pants on and I enrolled in a 3-week acting course for the first time ever, and I'm super nervous about it because I don't know if I've talked about it on stream at all, but I've mentioned in a few interviews that when I was growing up, that's why I love voice acting so much, and I feel like it's finally something that I really am passionate about and that I enjoy and that I'm passionate about to the point where like I will research about it in my spare time. I'll practice in my spare time. I've never had something like that. Like, you know, they're like the most amazing artists, like digital artists or traditional artists or painters, whatever. They get that good because they practice in their spare time. They love it so much that they just do it all the time. And I feel like I finally found something like that. Like, even if I'm too tired to do it, I'll still go and like learn about it or like read a book about it or like, you know, try to find some resources to come back to later to practice or something like that. But growing up, I feel like I always wanted to do it. I wanted to do drama and I wanted to be a theater kid and I wanted to like do all that stuff, but I was too shy to put myself out there because the other kids were like super extroverted, larger than life. Like they would like take the stage and the spotlight would shine on them and like they would just, you know, fantastic and they lived and breathed it and all this stuff. But I was like the closet version of that. It was kind of like I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it so badly inside, but I didn't really know how to like voice that or put myself out there. I was just like way too shy, way too self-conscious. I don't know what made me feel that way originally. I don't know if it was because I was being bullied when I was in like grade 1 or something. So I didn't feel like I could. I didn't feel like anyone cared enough for me to say that, which sounds really bad because my parents definitely cared and they fought for me so hard when I was getting bullied in primary school. But I definitely think that experience made me close myself off from really enjoying the things that I wanted to enjoy. That wasn't just sitting there and reading a book in the library by myself for the rest of the day. It's making me emotional talking about it, actually. And like, blah, why am I so upset about it? Yeah. And so I finally feel like I can do that. And that's why I'm really excited that I actually signed up. Because I'm like 33 and it's like, if I don't do shit I want to do now and like actually do it and actually learn, then like when the fuck am I going to do it? I'm not. So I really want to, and I'm really excited about it. Oh, thanks guys. So yeah, it's so funny because like I say I was bullied, like it was this horrible experience where people flushed my face down toilets, but it was actually it wasn't an experience like that. It was basically just some girl who like, it was one of those, remember how we were talking about like he only picks on you because he likes you, like that really like toxic that toxic thing that kids learn about how like if a boy has a crush on a girl then that's why he's mean to her. It was like that, but this girl wanted to be my friend so badly that she would impose herself on my life and like boss me around and like all of these things. And we were like 5 or 6 years old, dude. Like, what? We were like I don't know, like 6 or 7 years old or something like that. And this girl was like, she was the bossiest little shit ever. And she would like boss me around to have, because she was that difficult to deal with that I guess no one wanted to actually be her friend. So she had to like bully me into being her friend. It was so weird. I don't know, Sora. I don't know. Um, but yeah, and so I think that kind of thing, it really does stick with you. Like, I can't say that that particular experience was the only one that led to me, blossoming so late in my life. But because I feel like I'm generally like that anyway. Like, I take a while to find my place and to um become more self-assured in things that I enjoy, things that bring me joy, and like making sure that I actually protect that and that I advocate for that. Like, I find that really difficult. I find it really, really difficult to like say, this is me, this is the thing that I enjoy, and I will do the thing. And if you don't like it, then you can go over there and find something else, because then I'm not for you. So, like, yeah. But we're finally getting there, and I'm really excited. I'm really nervous, and that's why I had to move movie night. I'm really sorry. So, I hope it's not too late for all of you, but that's just when the class happened to be. It was the only thing that they have scheduled. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the update for this week, which I think took a little bit longer than I expected. But thanks for listening to my rant about many things. Thank you.